Hey everybody, this here is a video response to Rockboy680. He's doing a contest now, and I want to start by saying, Rockboy, I love watching your videos. You do a lot of good reviews on Beatles and solo Beatle albums, and not just Beatles and solo Beatles, but other items too, other artists. And I'd encourage everybody out there, especially if you're Beatle fans, to check out his channel. He's got 95 subscribers now, and hopefully he'll have over 100 by the time we're done here. If you're a Beatles fan, please stop by and make a video response to this contest, because Rockboy is saying that if he doesn't get at least 5 replies, he may cancel his contest, and that would be a shame. So give him some support. It's a good channel. He asked us to show our favorite solo Beatle album by each one of the 4 ex-Beatles, and it's not always an easy thing to do. I have my albums picked out here, and I think that in 2 of the cases they're going to be albums that you'd probably expect would be favorite, the other 2 Beatles, you might be surprised that I picked these 2 as my favorite, so that would be interesting to see where I go with this. I want to give myself a little plug. I don't know if you know, but on my channel I do solo Beatle album reviews. So check out some of my solo Beatle album reviews, and in a couple of cases here I'm going to kind of, in fact I think 3 out of the 4 cases here I'm going to give up some surprises when I get to my reviews, because I haven't reviewed 3 of these 4 that I'm picking yet. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to start with Ringo Starr. And this is an album which I don't think is going to surprise anybody. It's my favorite Ringo album, and it's the Ringo album from 1973. It's an album that is often considered Ringo's best, and with good reason. It's solid. It's got a lot of hits on here. He had I think it's maybe at least three hit singles off this album, and Ringo used a lot of help from his friends, and it's really a fine album all the way through, and easily his best, I think, critically and favorite and otherwise. But I want to take a moment to plug this other very good album by Ringo from 1992. It's Time Takes Time. If you look at my channel, I do a more thorough review on this. It's out of print, it's hard to find, but that album is very Beatlesque and a comeback of sorts for Ringo, so I would say try it out. Alright, so that takes care of Ringo Starr. Now, the next one I'm going to do is Paul McCartney, and this is another one which I don't think is going to surprise many people, my pick for favorite. Right now it's my favorite Paul album, I think, and not terribly unique to pick this one, I'm afraid, but it's the Ram album from 1971. What's interesting about this album is these days this album really gets praised a lot. But it wasn't the case back when it was released in '71. I mean, it got trashed in a lot of places, and Rolling Stone magazine really came down hard on it. I don't want to reveal too much of my opinion. I want to save it for my solo review, because I haven't reviewed this album yet. But I just want to say that what I like about it most these days is that Paul is going to a variety of different places and directions on this album. Mainly is what I like best about it. And there's something there for everyone. So that's my favorite Paul album. By the way, a plug for Paul's current album called New, N-E-W. It's a great album. I love it. I've played it over 20 times now. I just can't get enough of it. I can't remember the last time a new Paul album excited me as much as his new album does. It debuted in the US charts at number 3. Not sure where it went in the UK and other places. Check it out. It's a really good Paul album. It's best in years as far as I'm concerned. Now we go to George Harrison, and it gets a little different. I think most people would expect All Things Must Pass to be shown on here as my favorite album. I have to just move the chair a little bit here. All Things Must Pass is a great album. I haven't reviewed it yet on my channel. Critically, there's no getting around it. I'm sure that everybody knows that it's considered critically a masterpiece. But my favorite George album is this Cloud 9 from 1987. It was a comeback album of sorts for George, and I know George at the time kind of resented that label of a comeback. He said, "What do you mean comeback? I haven't gone anywhere." Well, George, I'm sorry, but you know, you were out of the music business for a number of years, really, so to speak, making albums. So this is a comeback. But anyway, again, I haven't reviewed this yet, so I don't want to give all my opinion here. But what I like about this is George is in great voice. The songs are terrific, and great production on this album. So Cloud 9 is my favorite George Harrison album. Now, John Lennon. It's funny, but John is my favorite Beatle, and out of the four picks here, John was the most difficult to come up with. And it's not so much because John's my favorite. The reason that there was a problem for me was because the first two albums are so great. I mean, his debut studio album, Plastic Ono Band, is a masterpiece. It really reflects his pain and the state that he was in, and getting rid of all his angst and suffering. It's a masterpiece, and I guess critically that would be his best album. But the thing is, it's not something I can listen to every day, and you got to be kind of in a rotten mood to really appreciate it, in my opinion. But you know, so I can't pick that album as my favorite. And the next album from '71, Imagine, is also honest John, and really at the core, but it's more commercial and more easily accessible. So Imagine is in some ways even better than Plastic Ono Band, or just as good, only different. I reviewed both of those albums already on my channel. This one I have not reviewed yet, and it's my pick right now for my favorite John Lennon album. And maybe, whether it's really favorite or not, I'm not 100% sure, but just to be a little different. And I do love the album. It's Walls and Bridges from 1974. Now, I want to say, on Rockboy's channel, Rockboy, once in a while I know you come down hard on Yoko Ono, and I always defend Yoko. I mean, sometimes it gets on me wick, alright? You know, the way people, you know, insult Yoko, okay? Alright? But the thing is, I understand where that comes from and why people don't like Yoko, but I don't want to get onto a whole Yoko thing here, but it relates to this album, why I like it so much. I defend Yoko in the sense that I love John Lennon, and you know, John loved Yoko, and he really needed somebody like her, somebody that was more of a mother figure for him, and somebody who could help him. I mean, he used to be really rough and tumble, and used to, you know, hit women in younger days, and Yoko made him, you know, a softer side, got a lot of that angst out of him. And anyway, but this album, as much as I defend Yoko, I like, because this is John on his own at the time he split with Yoko, and it's a very commercial, more accessible again, and he was just like one of the regular Beatles, and not with Yoko around. So as much as I defend Yoko, that's one of the reasons why I like this album, that it's John on his own for a change. There are my picks. Good luck, Rockboy680.